Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class. That is MOB, Management Organizational Behavior. Today, we are going to start with the one new topic. That is scientific model and the 14 principles of 100 powers. Yeah. First, we will go uh, that what do we mean by a scientific management theory given by F.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor, his full name is Frederick Winslow Taylor, is often called the father of scientific management. See, don't get confused. F.W. Taylor theory is different and Henry Fayol theory is different. So, scientific management comes under F.W. Taylor. He is the father of scientific management and his contribution is towards the principles of scientific management. Now, Taylor contribution can be described in two parts. The same principles of scientific management has been described in two parts. One is the main features of scientific management. What are the features of scientific management? And second one is the principles of scientific management. See, students, in the examination, you should not have to get confused towards these words. Features of scientific management is different from principles of scientific management. First, we will learn what we mean by features of scientific management. See, in the features of scientific management, first one is suppression of planning and doing. Second one is functional foremanship. Third one is job analysis. And fourth one is standardization. And fifth one is scientific selection and training of workers. Next one, financial incentives. After that, economics. And last, mental revolution. See, what do you mean by separation of planning and doing? What does it include? It includes that the Taylor want to totally he has spoken that planning is to be left and to the supervise and the work should be emphasized on the operational work. That means what we are planning, it should have to be focused in such a way that and we should have to implement in a right path. So planning is totally in a written part. We have to recognize it, and second one we have to go for doing. That means implementation of the planning should be taken place. Next one is functional foremanship. In the functional foremanship, here F.W. Taylor he has emphasized the separation of planning as well as the doing. But coming to the functions, how the foremanship, the workers who are under the manager, how the root clerk should be there, what are the instructions card, time and cost clerk, disciplination, all these things will be comes under the foremanship. That means foremanship means what is happening here. These concepts of functions foreman based on the specialization of functions, which could be planning, work etiquette, besides keeping the supervisor's work. Not only that, sometimes the clerical work will be there, the subordinates will be there. How the foremanship should have to be taken place? What is the route of them? What is the timing of them? Log in, log out. Coming to the work dimension, dividing of the work and checking the instructions what they have to done, and the remuneration the persons of considering with the aspect of the work like speed boss or the inspector, maintenance, foreman, gang boss, all these things will come under the functional foremanship. Now we are having job analysis, how the job should be taking place in a proper way. See, a worker will be there who what is the planning structure. In the planning structure, what we have to do, we have to check out the root clerk. What is the root, what is the instruction for the card or the clerk, what are his duties. First we have to identify a person, his duties and his timing. That means how much work for how much time being he should have to work for that particular post and for that particular job. And disciplination, that means either he is doing that work in an effective way or not. So for this, these are the planning in charge. Coming to the production in charge, the same things how it will be taking place, it will taken place by the speed boss. Either the boss is in a active way or the inspector team will be there. That means the vigilance team will be there. They will come and inspect your work, either you are doing the work in a proper way or not. Next one is maintenance. That means The maintenance is to be taking place in a proper way. The foreman is working in a proper way or not. He is coming uh, at time or not. Either he is utilizing the equipments or the tools or the machineries or the materials or the resources in a proper way or not. And coming to the, if any gangs are creating place or any bossship is taking place within the groups of the individuals, all these things will be comes under the production in charge. Now, job analysis means what? Analyzing the right person for the right job. Now, afterwards we are having standardization. The next feature of scientific management is standardization. See, what is will happen here in this? It is to be maintained in respect of instruments and tools for a period of work or amount of work or working conditions and cost of productions. That means the employees should not have to waste the time, or should not have to waste the material, and the output should have to come in such a way that the standardization should have to be taken place. We need a standard quality of machines, we need a standard quality of skilled laborers, our managers, our employees in our organization. Next, scientific selection and training of workers. See, what will happen after once the employee has been selected in any organizations, he need a training. See, every organizations differ in their different administration work or manufacturing unit or in their terms and conditions. So every employee who is entering into an organization should have to be get well trained, and he should have to be taken place in a scientific way. That means technically term should be good, and his selection should have to be done in a scientific way. Either he is called is he eligible for that post or position or not, either he is fit for that work or not. Everything we have to do analysis, and we have to select the person, and we have to give the training so that we can save our time, money and efforts, or else it will be a problem for the company after selecting that person, after giving training. If he is not within our bound, then what will happen? That is a loss for the company. Now, financial incentives. So what is happening here? Financial incentives means about the individual salaries. That means after seeing the individual performance on not only the position, but what he occupies, his work, his completeness, and his target has been done or not. Everything we have to have a look in that. That means either economically is fit for that or not. Financially incentives, like if a worker is doing OT, overtime job, so he is getting extra paid or not, or is getting perks or some allowances extra from the company or not. All these things will come under the financial incentives. Coming to the next one, economics. So what does it consider? That means how much, that means Taylor suggested adequate consideration to be given to economic and profit. The economic and profit can be achieved by making the resources more productive, as well as by eliminating the wastages. That means whatever the employees who are doing, they have to work in an effective way, and they should have to remove the wastage. That means eliminating the wastage, maximizing the profit, minimizing the cost. So with this we can develop or improve the economics and profit. Once the profit has been coming to the organization, then it is a duty of the top level management that they have to give consideration or bonuses or increment in the salaries to their employees or to their workers who are working in their organizations. And the last one is mental revolution. So what will happen here? This is nothing but the mutual cooperation between the management and workers, and can be achieved when there is a mental change in both parties from conflict to cooperation. See here, sometimes what will happen? The employees or the group of workers will fight together against the management. So sometimes management is not happy with the workers, or sometimes workers are not happy with the management. So in this situation, the conflicts will take place. To overcome with this conflicts, we have to go for the cooperation. If once the cooperation is taking place, then that is nothing but the mental revolution is taking place within the organizations. So there should be a win-win situation. So here, F.W. Taylor, he says that when the workers are not satisfied with their work or with their salaries or with their terms and conditions, they have to keep in front of their higher authorized people, and it is the duty of the higher authorized people to have a look in that matter seriously, or else what will happen? The conflicts will take place, or else the employee can quit the job, and it will be a problem for the management for running the organization all of a sudden. And it is also difficult for the employees if all of a sudden if he is getting terminated or removed from the company. So in this, to balance all these things, there should be a mental revolution should have to take place between employers and workers. That means employer and employee. Employer means owner or the boss, who is the management, we can say, and workers are employees. Now, coming to the next thing, that is the principle of scientific management. See, just now we have discussed about the features of scientific management. Now we are going to learn about the principles of scientific management. What does it mean? It means that scientific management is an art of knowing exactly what is to be done in the best and the cheapest way. That means with less expenditure, we have to take out the output in an effective way. That means quality of work should be there and the output should be completed within a less or the cheapest way. This is the main purpose or the principle of scientific management. Now, some other four more principles of scientific management are replacing the rule of thumb by scientific methods, selecting, training, teaching and developing the workmen. This is the second one. So first one, replacing the rule of thumb by scientific. That means who are unskilled laborers, we have to replace them and we have to select the persons who are having at least some basic knowledge and they are educated persons and they have to develop. That means we have to give them the training and teach them in a proper way so that they can take out the work. Now, after taking out the work, we have to divide the work. That means division of the work and responsibility. After dividing the work and responsibility, the scientific management will also takes place here. Next one, cooperation should be there. After once the division of the work takes place, it is the duty of the employees that to cooperate to each other and there should be a cooperation between management as well as the workers. Next one, there should be harmony in the group sections. Harmony means there should be a peaceful. The people should have to enjoy the work. There should not be any conflicts among the colleagues. Cooperations. See, cooperations in the sense not only management and workers but also sometimes what will happen within the employees. That means the workers who are working in the organization, they will not get satisfied with each other or with their terms and conditions. So here cooperation should be there from both the individuals. Then only the work will take place and the result oriented goal can be achieved. Now, maximum output should be there and development of worker should be there. A worker who is coming and working for the same salary, no increment, then that is not the development of the workers. He should have to learn some skills, he should have to generate some characteristic in his behavior and skills, and he should have to get some experience so that he can able to train to some other employees who are coming in futures. So the development of the worker should be both in the work, that means skills should have to be developed as well as his salary should have to be increased in such a way that the workers can be developed, and with once the worker is developing we will get the maximum output of our manufacturing units. Now we'll go with the next term, that is the theory of modern management. Scientific management is different, features of principles management are different, and modern management is different. See, coming to the scientific management, F.W.Taylor, he is the person who has launched the theory. Coming to the modern management, that is nothing but one more name is 14 principles of management. You have to be don't get confused here. We are having 3-4 names for this topic. That means they can ask you what is the theory of modern management. That means you have to mention the same 14 principles of Henry Fayol, or else they can ask one more questions to you. State the contribution of the Henry Fayol. That means you have to write the same 14 principles of management, and sometimes they can ask you to discuss the contribution of Henry Fayol towards the field of management. He will not modern management, field of management, contribution of Fayol. So for these 3 questions you have to write the same answer. Don't get confused. Now we will learn one by one about the 14 principles of management. First one is division of work. Second one is authority. Third one is discipline. Fourth one is unity of command. Fifth one is unity of direction. Sixth one, subordination of individual interest to the general interest. Seventh one, remuneration. Remuneration means here salaries. Next one is centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure of personnel, initiative. Personnel means here employees, HR, and after initiative, spirit the corps. So we learn with pictures one by one what does it mean so that it can be able to understand to you. Now, first one we will go with first term of the Henry Fayol's 14 principles. The first principle is division of work. See, what in by division of work? The division of work is a course of tasks assigned to employees and completed, and it is going to be completed by employees and a group of workers in order to increase efficiency. There should be efficiency towards the employees who are working, and the task should have to be completed at last. Division of work, which is also known as division of labor. So don't get confused. Division of work is also known as division of labor, and it is the breaking down of a job so as to have a number of different tasks that make up the whole. WHOLE, whole means here the whole project, and it should have to be worked. The John, that means from the breaking down, what the top management has revealed you or the orders has been given to you, the employees who are at the middle level or the low level management, they should have to fill up the tasks which has been given by the top management in different types. So number of different tasks that has been made up for a whole organization. These different words, once we assemble at one place, then the organization or the whole teamwork will take place. So that's the reason to take out one project, the work will be divided in different departments of different labor. Next, if you see here in this picture, he is a boss, he is dividing his work. Like for example, he is a manager, general manager of XYZ company. Among them, he is a financial manager, he is a marketing manager, he is a HR manager. So again, under one managers, they are having some assistance managers. Like account coming from marketing, he is a research R&D department, he is in the field, he is sales executives. Like that, the different teams will be there. So different people are having different team. The work is divided in such a way for completing the tasks of the organization or company, or to fulfilling the goal, to reach the goal of an organization, the work is dividing. So that's the reason Henry Fayol says that to this is a modern management. For accomplishing the principle of management, division of work is important. Next one, authority and responsibility. See, authority means a formal or institutional or legal power in a particular job or function or position that empowers the holder of that job or functions or position to successfully perform his tasks. Authority will be given, it's in a legal or formal or institutional legal power to a particular person or a function position to empower us, and that he will hold for his job, and he will functions and he will pose, his position will be in such a way that successfully the performance of the task can run in a smooth way. Responsibility is what? It is the obligation of subordinate to perform a duty which has been assigned to him by his superior. Whatever the superior is saying, it is a duty or it is a responsibility of the subordinate to perform his duty. Now, if you see here, authority is not happening. This is the chain. Here, this is the authority one by one. These four people can't go to this position. These people can go. These two people, these three people can't take these two people's position or chair. It is that, and these two people can't take his chair or position. He can only do. So this is the authority one by one has been centralized the power from top to bottom. Responsibility is given by the task by different peoples of different departments to a individual or subordinate. Now, if you see here in this picture, basic authority, responsibility, and accountability. First, we'll go with the meaning. What is the meaning of authority? Authority means right to command. What is the meaning of responsibility? Obligation to perform an assigned task. Whatever the assigned task has been given, you have to fill up it. Accountability means answerability for outcome of the assigned task. His answer, that means both authority and responsibility. The employer and employee should have to work both. If an employee is done some mistake, it is the duty of employer that he should have to rectify his mistake, and he should have to give a chance to him that he should not have to continue this kind of mistakes in future. And it is a duty of the subordinates, he should have to look and focus on the task given by the employer to fill up that. So both are answerable, both peoples are accountable for working for the organization. Why both are answerable? Because they are working for the common goal of the same organization. Now we'll go with the delegation. Delegation, it can be delegated, it can be authority, can be given to some other person by seeing the time and situation conditions. Responsibility cannot be entirely delegated, all responsibility can't be given to one person. See, it is a duty of employer also. All work can't be given to one employee who is working on it. No, it is his duty. He should have to focus on him. How much time he is having, what is the capability, skill, qualification, experience. Depending on that, they have to divide the work. And coming to the authority, cannot be delegated at all. That means if after giving some tasks, if one or two mistakes has been done by the employees, then the employer is not able to question him because he is not capable for that work all of a sudden. So it is a duty of the employer. We have to give them the training. Training is important to accomplish that task. So delegation can't be taken place all of a sudden. So here both should have to work. The employer, that means the top management, or the employer, the low level management, should have to work in a proper way. So for this, the communication gap should not have to take place. If this thing takes place, the work will be get disturbed. Now coming to the origin. Authority origin is it arises from formal position, whereas responsibility arises from delegate authority. And coming to the accountability, it arises from responsibility. If a person is responsible for his work, then he is accountable to his work also. Responsibility is very, very important. Coming to the flow. Flows downward from superior to subordinate. Flows upward from subordinate to superior. Here in authority, what is happening? Flows from downward to from superior to subordinate. Responsibility from subordinate to superior. Accountability flows upward from subordinate to superior. Yes. Now coming to the discipline. Discipline is the practice of making people obey rules or standards of behavior and punishing them when they do not. Discipline is the quality of being able to behave and work in a controllable way, which involves obeying particular rules and standards. One important thing I want to tell you, like punishing means you are not going to beat him or kick him. It means if a person is not suitable for that post, you have to give them one or two warnings. Afterwards, we have to give him one notice card. If you see in the how the football players, they'll give green card, yellow card, red card at last. Then they will be dismissed from the ground. Like that, after giving 3 written notice, then he will be no more in the job. That is the process. So in future, you are going to learn in the business law, if you are having that subject, that what is the rules and regulations. It means legal rules and regulations norms are there for removing of an employer, for removing of an employer from his post or position. Now discipline includes self-control should be there, a trust should be there, an obedience should be there, a long and good safe journey should be there, love and affection should be there among employees and employers. Now discipline goals. See here, this is the discipline and goals. A person is running, the gap is there, lot of gap is there. If a person doesn't have discipline in his life, he can't reach to his goal. He may fall down somewhere here. So you have to be a perfect person in discipline so that you can reach to your goal. That means not only one person. If all the employees are working together, then only the goal can be achieved. Few people are working promptly and few people are not working, then also we can't reach to our goals. Teamwork is not taking place properly, and indiscipline is taking place here, where the work will be done one day. That means the output will not be there. Next one, unity of command. So what is happening? Unity of command means what here? All forces operate under a single commander. One commander will be there, team leader will be there. He is going to force. If you see in the military or army, a parade will be there. One person will command and all his followers will listen and take the steps according to his will and wish. Like that in the organization also. The authority to direct all forces employed in pursuit of a common purpose. That means unity of command means all forces operate under a single commander. A single person will be there. So he should have to get that authority and power to lead his team. And while leading, he should not have to do any kind of partiality. See here in this picture also you can see that leader is commanding to his team. If a leader is not commanding, if he is doing partiality, what will happen? The work will be divided and it will not have the effective output. For example, here in this picture, if you see here how they all are working. If for example, if he is not giving concentration, not giving importance to these three guys or these three persons, what will be the shape? Will it getting the proper shape? Every individual they had to respect and they should have to take care. It is a duty of the commanding person or the commander. Now, next one, if you see here one more, right approach. One person should have to guide to his subordinates. If two or three people are coming and giving, no, that is a wrong approach. Only one person who is the leader, he should have to approach to his subordinates. Some XYZ in this picture, if you see this red color balloons are interacting with green color balloons. So what is happening? This is a wrong approach. If the employee will get confused here to whom he should have to follow, either he should have to follow to his first boss or to his second boss, because both are giving commands to them. No, it is wrong. Now, unity of direction. The principle of unity of direction means it is a concept found in administrative management, and it provides that there should be only one leader and one plan for a series of activities seeking the accomplishment of the same objectives. So there should not be any kind of demand. There should be accomplishment of the same objective. The principle provides that there should be only one person, one leader for one plan. If there is any kind of series, it is not take place. So if you see in this picture how a leader is commanding and taking place his subordinates. So you have to be very careful. Now, subordination of individual to general interest. Every individual have their own interest, and they should have to generate their interest towards the general interest. That means common interest. What is a common interest? That means every individual having their own interest, but when they enter into the organizations, they have to forget their own interest and they have to work for the organization interest. For example, MBA department is going to conduct one conference. So everyone, the people's, all people should have to work together for that output or for that work. So they have to bring their interest towards that goal. Then only this will work. That means the subordination of individuals to general interests will take place. If you see in this picture, these subordinates, all these are the subordinates of individual having their own interest, but they are working for the common interest. See these lines: yellow, green, red, violet, purple, orange or amber. So they are working for, they are having the arrows, but they want ring. So they are working for that. Now, remuneration of personnel. Remuneration means salary. Personnel means employees. Okay, employer or employees. Now, remuneration refers to the total amount an employee receives for performing a service or for being employed by a company or organization. In the case of executives, remuneration is a references to the combination of salary, options, bonuses, and other financial compensation. Remuneration means not only salary, there will be hike in the salary. That means after 4 years or 2 years, there means increment should be there after seeing his work. As the employee is getting experience, he should also get hike in his salary, extra bonus, what it may be, perks, allowances, like that. Next, here the salary, how much it is there. So the employer should have to work in such a way that he should have to be liable to the organization and his tenure should be good. So it is a duty of the management, they have to increase the salary after seeing the work of the employee. Now coming to the centralization. Centralization means what? It is a setup in which the decision-making powers are centralized in a few leaders at the top of the organization structures. Decisions are made at the top and they communicated to low-level managers for implementations. Centralizing means taking the authority or responsibility. That means taking the authority and giving the responsibility to the low-level people. The structure is there. Decisions are made at the top level managers and implementation will be take place by the low level managers. There is a power. See, he's the centralization. He's giving commands to his subordinates and they have to work to his command. Once the command has been fulfilled and implemented, that the task is finished. Especially it has been taken in the army, military, how it will take place in big organizations. A team leader will be there, employees will be there, a group of people are sitting in one hall. For them, one team leader will be there. For all team leaders, one assistant manager will be there. For all assistant managers, one manager will be there. For all managers, one general manager will be there. For all general managers, one director will be there. For all directors, there will be CEO will be there. This is a chain, proper chain is there. Now, next one is called scalar chain. It is a chain of all supervisors from top management to the person working in the lowest rank. A description is that a clear line of communication is very important for any organization to achieve its objectives. The communication has to flow in an order for it to be effective. Scale chain identifies that path. Not only that, the chain of command, sometimes called the scalar chain, is a formal line of authority, communication, and responsibility within an organization. The chain of command is usually depicted on an organization chart which identifies the superior and subordinate relationships in the organizational structure. If you see here, this is a low level manager and this is the top level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the game is taking place and this is a Z, and this is going from upward communications, downward communications from Z to E, D, A, B, C, D, E. And sometimes what will happen, this horizontal communication, in case of emergency, is this person should have to inform to this, and this person should have to inform this person should have to inform this person should have to inform this, again this person should have to inform this to the boss. Again it will come downwards this side. But sometimes what will happen, the emergency will be then the communication should be taken place properly. So from this employees to this employees, it can be taken place for in case of emergency to this other to save the time. Again it will change from this side and this side. Again this three to here, and this is the main work of scalar chain, and this communication or horizontal communication is known as gangplank. Now, according to the principles, next one is order. Okay, this one is order. Order means what? A right person should be placed at the right job and the right time. A right thing should have to be placed at the right place. That means right person should have to be placed at the right job for the right time. Now, according to the Fayol, every enterprise should have two different orders: material order for physical resources and social order for human resources. This thing you have to keep in mind. Material order is there for physical resources and social order is there for employees, that means human resources. An order, why the order should is there, why the order will take split. Order is concerned with proper and systematic arrangement of things into. That means people should have to arrange in proper way. Things should have to be taken in place proper way. Arrangement of things is called material order and placement of people is called social order. Now, equity. Equity means what? Equity means combination of fairness, kindness and justice. The employee should be treated with kindness and equity if devotion is expected of to them. It implies that managers should be fair and impartial while dealing with the subordinates. They should give similar treatment of people of similar position. He should be, first of all, who is at the head of the position. He should be kind. He should be fair to his subordinates and should be a justice person. And who is working like a judge. He should not be a partial person. Impartiality should not be take place with subordinates. If it is taking place, then what will happen? Things will not go in a proper way. So all these are equally working together for equal goal, common. Next one is stability of tenure. Stability of tenure, it includes that Reason, that means security of job. That means stability of tenure is reasonable security of job. It is to get employees or customers to new work and succeed in doing it well. Unnecessary turnover is both causes and effect of bad management. So, stability of tenure of personnel is a principle stating that in order for an organization to run smoothly, personnel, especially managerial personnel, must not frequently enter and exit the organization. Some people will be there just they will do work for 1 or 2 years and they leave. They are not stable bound to one place or in one organization for a long term. That is not good for them also and for the organizations also. No. So there should be stability should be there. Coming and going that will not be good. So stability and tenure of employees is very important. Now, next one is initiative. Initiative means what managers should encourage their employees for taking initiative within the limits of authority and discipline. Initiative increases zeal and energy on the part of human being. Henry Fayol described initiative as one of the keenest satisfaction for an intelligent man to experience. Management should have to encourage every employee in his field of duties to turn our better work with his maximum versatility. And employees should be welcome to make any suggestion which should receive proper consideration by the management in formation of its objectives and plans. So what is happening? Superior must sacrifice his own vanity to encourage and inspire those under him to show initiative. Employees who are allowed to originate and carry out plans will exert high levels of efforts. Now, next one is Spirit Day Corps. That means last one. It means union is strength. Spirit Day Corps means it denotes union is strength and extension of unity of command for establishing teamwork. Spirit Day Corps means the spirit of loyalty and devotion which unites a member of a group. It also means regard for the honor of the group to which one belongs. That's the reason Fayol called for harmonious relationship among the person of the concern. Harmony among the personnel, that means humans, is a source of strength. Strength, stability, stature, and reputation depends on the harmonious relations subsisting among the personnel. So, as Spirit Day Corps is one of the administrative principles of Henry Fayol, this states that an organization must take every effort to maintain group cohesion in the organization. It notes that dividing your competition is a clever tactic, but dividing your own team is a serious error. So never divide your team. It denotes that dividing your competition is a clever tactic is there, but dividing your own team is a serious error. So what is happening? Team spirit should be there. All should have to work together for this common goal. So I hope students you have understand the topic. By this, we have completed our second topic of the day, that is principles of scientific management and by F.W. Taylor, and principles of management, modern management by Henry Fayol. These are the two topics that we have covered in our today's class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please mention your names in the comment box. Bye.